You failed in your prime. What makes you think you will succeed with your light flickering? If today's the day my sun sets, so be it. But if I prevail, you will heed my call when I demand more of you. Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Sentinels the Multiverse is not the game. Just the game. Let's start over again. Hi, I'm Dolphin. Sentinels the Multiverse is what we're playing. Handelabra is the company that I am streaming on, and Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible. So any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin21 on Twitter, and Dolphin no digits on Twitch and YouTube. Sentinels the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Aeon's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island has been crowdfunded and will be released sometime in the future. You can get the games and more info at handelabra.com. Oh god, this image looks horrifying. Yeah, that's kind of, geez, Louis, very thematic right here. We're playing in the Summer of Challenges. We're playing against the Ennead. Did I set this challenge? I did. All right, challenge Ennead. I said summer, but it's almost officially winter, so I don't have a good title for this. It's the challenge. I guess that's my title for it, is challenge now. 3 hero teams, all villains on challenge difficulty, all decks from the corresponding villain, which is why we have Argent, Adept, and Nightmist on the team, and Tomb of Anubis as the environment. The leader must be the Nemesis, which is why we have a Ra here. And yeah, that's it. So H is 3. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight, is Sentinels, because it's actually been kind of weird that I've kind of not been streaming as often, because the end of the semester was hectic and chaotic beyond belief for me. Final exams was last week, and last Friday I was stuck grading until about 7 p.m., which is when the stream normally starts. And I got home, I did my own personal stream, but I would not have been able to do like a Handelabra stream. It was just, the end of the semester was super messy and busy and headache inducing, and I just did not have any time at all. And then this week I was invited to a party for tomorrow night, and that's why we're here on Thursday. And because it works well with my schedule next semester, I'm just going to move back to Thursday evenings instead of Friday evenings. Because I kind of enjoyed the Thursday evening streams more than the Friday evening, because on Friday evening, like, it might just be a bit of a placebo thing, but I guess people are more, like, out and about on Friday nights as opposed to Thursday nights, where it's like, well, I have to get ready for the next work day. So I felt like we got less of a crowd on Fridays, but I also didn't really enjoy that my Friday nights, which are the end of the week, are now, I shouldn't say enjoy. Like, this is a fun stream. I'm not saying this is work, but I'm saying, like, it's kind of like a thing that I'm forced? I'm saying all the wrong things. I'm not forced to do this stream. It's not like I hate doing this. This is really fun for me. But it's nicer to have a little bit of freedom on Friday nights as opposed to, well, I can't do anything because I have this stream at 7 p.m., if you know what I mean. Like, I love you all. I love Sparky. I love Orchid. I love Seamus. I love consonants. I think that's what Pirate Savvy called those, consonants. Hello, consonants. But yeah, I think Thursday nights will work a lot better for me, especially now that I'm not teaching Thursday evenings. In fact, I'm not teaching any evenings next semester because I rearranged my schedule. I say that as if I had a choice. I made my availabilities to the schools on different days as opposed to having one school during the day and one school in the evening. Long story, I'm skipping a lot of details here if you're not aware. I teach part-time at 2 colleges, and trying to do it where I did one school during the day and one school at the night really messed with my rhythm this semester because I just had super long days and no free time. So now I'm doing it where I'm at one school on Monday, the other school on Tuesday, first school on Wednesday, second school on Thursday, and then first school on Friday. So it's going to feel a lot nicer to have my evenings back, and some downtime is nice and appreciated. So yeah, so that's the long and short of it, is we're going back to Thursday evenings because I preferred that time slot, and it's open and I can do it again, and it's just going to work. So let's do it. So Thursday night, Sentinels and 1-deck dungeon and bottom of the ninth. Here we go. It's also, yeah, I took last week off. I took 3 weeks ago because the last stream I did was my monthly Oblivion stream. And then the stream before that was when I did 1-deck dungeon and Aeon's End for the first time with the DLC. So it's actually been a long time since we've done the challenge. But we left off with Akash Buddha and base Gloomweaver defeated. So we still have Ennead, we still have Apostate, and we still have Skinwalker Gloomweaver Part 2. For some reason, the wasn't working. Anyway, all right, so it's Sentinels. Let me not see that window. That's distracting me. Setting Sun Raw. I brought Setting Sun Raw because I feel like Blaze of Glory Raw is very overused. Oh, never mind. I'm using Setting Sun Raw. What the heck? Oh. I was going to use Horus. Now it's Settings. All right, so we're going to play with Setting Sun Raw because he's overused. I'm going to use him now myself. I thought I was using Horus. Okay, let's start over. So we're playing with Setting Sun Raw because he's the best Raw and everyone should use him only ever. And he has Drawn to the Flame, Flame Spike, Living Conflagration, and Scorched Earth. Prime Warden's Argent Adept has Ekpunku's Drum, Idasar's Horn, Rhapsody of Vigor, and Vernal Sonata. He has no accompanies, but he might get one from the bottom of his deck. And then Nightmist has Enlightenment, Oblivion, Scouring Mists, and Starshield Necklace. So that's cool. All right, so for those of you unfamiliar with the Ennead is not a single villain, it's a team of villains. It's kind of the prelude to Vengeance-ish. There are 9 villain character cards, and they're currently kind of looked like they're shuffled in the deck, but they're not really a part of that deck because they go underneath the Shrine of the Ennead. And the Shrine contains all 9 of those villains, and 3 of them go into play. Well, it's 8 of them, but for the challenge is 3. 3 of them go into play, and our victory condition, I believe it's true on either side, yeah, whenever there are no villain targets in play, the heroes win. So we just have to take out all the villain targets. Oh, look, there are no villain targets. We won! Yay! Wait, no, that's not that easy. But, yeah, so they start with 3. They have cards that can bring more out. If we were playing on Advanced, then they'd be coming out automatically themselves. But thankfully we're not, because Advanced is very difficult for this. So there's no real automatic effects happening here other than the flip condition, the victory condition. On the other side, they regain HP, but with 3 heroes, it's only 1 HP, so it's not that big. But the big thing is the challenge rule that says every villain one-shot has all 3 symbols on the as keywords. And I believe the symbols were sun, elements. I mean, I believe that is the Ankh symbol. I don't know if that's technically what it's called. The only reason I know some of these is because Sun's Fury is normally a sun symbol card. And Elemental Storm is normally an elements card. I don't know if there's another card that just references the Ankh, but it doesn't matter at all because literally every single one-shot has all 3 as keywords. So the way that these work is that each villain character card has an effect that they trigger based on the symbol on the card. So like if we had a Tomb, the first time an Ankh card is put into the villain trash each turn, reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until a Sun card is revealed. Play that card, shuffle the other reveal cards back into the villain deck. Well, you know, if every card has everything as a keyword, then it doesn't matter at all. First time any card is put into the villain trash each turn. Reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until any card is revealed and play that card. I mean, technically it's not any, but I don't really think there's ways at all, even with the environments and heroes we have now, for the villain deck, this villain deck, to have anything but villain cards. So, and they are all one-shots, by the way. There are no ongoing cards in this game. Okay, so that's that. We're starting with Osiris, Nephthys, and Tefnut. So we get Death's Grasp, and now all 3 effects are going off. So Every time, or the first time, a card is put into the villain trash each turn, each player discards one card and each hero deals themselves 1 psychic damage. This card deals each hero target 1 fire damage. Each villain target regains 1 HP. And this card deals the hero target with the lowest HP 2 melee damage. So that's what's happening now is 2, 1, 1 damage AoE. Well, no, 1 and 2. 1 and 1 AoE, 2 to the lowest, 1 HP recovery, and discard a card. And I don't think that order matters at all. But it is rather unfortunate that we have to discard cards, and especially because it's challenge, we will perpetually be discarding cards until we get rid of Osiris. Osiris is probably the worst of these on challenge because generally an Ankh card gets played once every 3 rounds, but in this setup it plays every round, so we're discarding one card each round. I almost said one count. One count each round. So yeah, we have Setting Sun Raw, and Setting Sun's raw power deals AoE irreducible fire damage. Also hits himself. Also destroys one of his ongoing cards, and also, yeah. So it stinks. But we do have a Flame Spike here. We do have several ongoings that could be nice. Drawn to the Flame is not necessarily immediately nice because there are no villain ongoing cards, but the nice thing is that Raw is a nemesis, so this will do 1 point of damage AoE, and it can be boosted by Staff of Ra and Imbued Fire and Solar Flare. But Living Conflagration can also provide card draws, which, you know, when we're discarding cards is kind of handy. So even though we do have Setting Sun, Blaze of Glory, and all that, I think we want to Living Conflagration and next round Flame Spike, so that we can actually get 2 powers out of him. Argent Adept has a Vernal Sonata. That is nice. He also has... Does this say draw a card? No, it just says... Okay. It's Tempest version that lets him draw a card. He also cannot put Vernal Sonata in his trash... Or put Vernal Sonata from his trash into his hand. So, I would be remiss if I were to not discard Vernal Sonata. But the Drum the Horn or the Rhapsody... both of these perform melodies. This is a melody. We probably want to keep the song more than the instrument. Instruments are easier to get back. And we also don't have songs other than Rhapsody of Vigor. So I'm more inclined to discard Idasar's Horn. Because the Accompany of Harmonies is use a power now, or regain 2 HP, or... where's the other harmony? It's this one. Discard 2, draw 3. Those are some good draws, but we don't have them. I'm just gonna... Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're currently discarding from Raw. Yeah, so I'm guessing Scorched Earth. No. Drawn to the Flame. Scorched Earth is like Drawn to the Flame, but a one-shot. But it can scale up, unlike Drawn to the Flame. Akpunktu's Drum or Idasar's Horn. Let's ditch Idasar's Horn. And then Nightmist, unfortunately, is not going to have too many cards to do much with what she has. So I guess Starshield Nicholas is not what she will be using. She cannot afford to discard cards. Alright, so Living Conflag, and playing this also does damage. And we need to get rid of Osiris as fast as we can so that we can hold on to our hands. And Osiris's flip, they also have flip things. At the start of the villain turn, destroy the target with the lowest HP other than a character card. That will keep the environment in check. Thank you, Osiris. I mean, the flip sides are worth considering. HP regen is not terrible. Speaking of discards, Tefnut's not going to be taken out until very last because of the discard rule. Okay, so I don't know if it really makes sense to play one or the other. So let's just play Rhapsody of Vigor. Let's see what the bottom of my deck is. Oh, hey, it is a thing within a company. It says I may use a power now, but I have none. I could have had one. I could have had one if I had played Ekbunku's drum, but then I wouldn't be able to do anything with it anyway. All right, so Nightmist. If our goal is to do as much damage to Osiris as possible, Oblivion is the only one, or not the only one. This card also deals damage, but it's only going to be 2 damage and it's more spread, whereas Oblivion will also do spread damage, but it can also hit Osiris for as much as possible. It can also hit us for a lot. Concur, Doctor. Here's some card draw, but I'm not looking forward to all the self-damage when I don't have any means of mitigating that, especially when we have damage from the villains. Granted, Nightmist is still at 25, which is 24 more than you need, but I feel like I want to go for super mega spread damage. So Oblivion, which is revealing a 1 and a 3, so that's perfect. So we can do 1 all. There's no reason to do the higher number. Sometimes I do the higher number if I can redirect it to everyone. Like, if Nightmist has the Amulet of the Elder Gods, I will sometimes have the heroes take more damage just so I can redirect the bigger hit. But I don't know if that's necessarily a good strategy. Now, she does have card draw from this. It involves self-damage, but certainly worth doing. We get the Tome, we get Mistbound. That is a very strong card against the Ennead and Scouring Mists. The Ennead is... Oh, interesting. The Ennead is an interesting villain because if you shut down their deck, they can't do anything. Whereas other villains have automatic effects, but this one doesn't. Like, if the Ennead cannot play cards, they don't get a play phase, but they also don't get cards in their trash, which means that these automatic effects don't trigger. So a really cheesy way of playing the Ennead is to play with heroes that can stop the villains from playing cards, such as Nightmist and Mistbound, or also Legacy and Takedown. Is there another hero that can stop a villain from playing cards? I don't really... I shouldn't say I don't really remember, but... there was a hero that said select a deck, cards from that deck cannot be played. That was Nightmist, though. That's Mistbound. Akash can stop card plays. Yes. Well, yeah, whenever a card would enter play, play the environment instead. Yeah, that is one. Correct. So play with the Akash 3 and Nightmist and Legacy trio, and you'll have an easier Ennead time. Allegedly. Okay, so this is AoE. Is this the same card as we had before, Sun's Fury? No, we had Death's Grasp previously. So this is actually doing slightly more damage, but not terribly so. Now, order can matter if we want to decide who is the lowest. Because this one is going to do slightly more damage to Ra, and then Tough Nut targets the hero with the lowest. But that's not going to matter because Argent Adept will still be lowest. Okay, we have a staff. That's a good sign. We have a staff. And we probably knew we had a staff, but shut up. Parse does have a card that says when a card would enter play, destroy it to discard it instead. When this card is destroyed, play the top card of the villain deck. That's not really freezing the villain deck, though, and especially worse is putting a card into the trash. But I guess you can avoid some of the terrible Ennead cards, namely ones that add Ennead. And Visionary can manipulate, and that's certainly helpful. You can definitely, like, deck control is never terrible in Sentinels, unless you're playing against Oblivion, as we saw on Tuesday. Because John and Jeremy tried to manipulate Oblivion's deck and found the Abyss Stares Back, and that started a chain reaction of terrible events. Okay, I'm inclined to discard Excavation because this is a card that is pretty boring. I haven't really used it too often. It is a very marginal amount of deck manipulation. Actually, This synergizes very well with Akash 3, because it can put cards from the environment trash to the bottom of the environment deck, which might include seeds. But there's 0 cards in the environment trash, and it does provide card draw, but there are 0 cards in the environment trash, so it's not doing me much favor. Argent Adept, I think you keep the Conjuration, you keep the Vernal Snod to discard the Drum, because you can conjure it back. Nightmist, Tome of Elder Magic is a safer way of getting cards into your hand that doesn't involve self-damage. But the more important thing is Mistbound, and when you play Mistbound, you're going to be discarding 2 other cards. So the real question is, of these 5 cards, or rather, of the 4 cards that aren't Mistbound, which is the one that she's actually going to hold on to? And I guess that's the Tome. So we will just discard the others. Right, so my original plan was Flame Spike and then Blaze of Fire, or Living Conflict first, actually, and then Blaze of Glory. That would do 2 damage to Osiris, followed by 2 damage to Osiris, followed by 3 damage to Osiris, so that'd be 7 damage. If I play the Staff of Ra, we get the extra damage increase, but we would have to wait around for that to really be useful. I could still use Living Conflict this turn and get 2 damage to Osiris, which is 7 less than I could otherwise, but at the same time, we're not really dealing that much damage, plus we are going to freeze the Ennead, so it's not a super big deal. Now, if Spike Trap is out here, and I kind of like Spike Trap, because we can sort of control who it targets, deal the target with the lowest HP 3 melee damage. Currently Argent Adept, we want it to be Osiris. So for it to be Osiris, though, we have to make Osiris have less than 14 HP. You know what? We do have a thing that says a player may play a card. If we could do the Perform of a Harmony, we can do that. Which we can. If we conjure the right instrument. Then we can give the card play to Ra to play Flame Spike, and then can do things. Doesn't make sense for Nightmist to get the card play. She can't do that much damage. So I guess I'm going to Staff. And then Conflag. Oh, this is going to do 3 damage. Which... still have to do slightly more, but Flame Spike will do enough. We also got another Staff, so I could throw the Staff. But, let's see. So... that would be in my deck. Harp or Lyra. And it doesn't really immediately matter, but I kind of want the Lyra, because if I get a Rhythm that allows for card draws, that'll be nicer. I get a Harmony, and I could have harped for that. But if I had chosen the Harp, I would have gotten a Rhythm, because that's how this game works. Alright, so we will now give a card draw, or card play, rather, to Ra. Ra will Flame Spike. He could Scorched Earth. But I don't think we need to do that right now. And I could throw the Staff and play the Staff to get the HP. Like, that's the nice thing about throwing the Staff, is that you get HP from it. I'm gonna stick with card draws though, because Osiris. Flesh of the Sun God is really nice, especially against the Ennead. Alright, so Mistbound, freeze them, discard cards, stop the Ennead from playing cards. You can actually select any hero for that, but I haven't really found a reason that I would want to do that. Unless maybe it was a forced card play that could kill the game, but I don't know, that is extremely situational. Players cannot draw cards! Excellent! That's annoying, and we don't have nice means of getting rid of environment cards unless we take out Osiris. But yeah, so we are discarding cards and we're not drawing cards is what we're seeing. Deal the target with low. So actually, so this is going to target the Swarm next time if we take out Osiris or don't hit Osiris, but we will. It's fine. So we skip the Ennead turn. Everything's good. There are 2 environment targets in play, or 2 environment cards in play. So we can deal 2 damage AoE, +1 by Nemesis, +1 by Staff. So that'll do 4 damage to all of the Ennead. And if I do that, I could take out Osiris with the Living Conflagration. The Swarm is annoying, but that's fine. Osiris will take him out. And no card draw is bad, but not discarding cards is nice. So, I guess it's Arcane Cadence. We want to get a rhythm. We could do Vernal Sonata and get Mistbound on top, but the problem is, oh, we do have Planar Banishment. Like if we get Planar Banishment, or if we get Mistbound back. Oh, but if I play Planar Banishment, then I don't try. Do you see my problem here, though? We do have Mists of Time, though, but is it better to have a 1 in 8 shot at Mistbound or a 1 in 28 shot at Mistbound? I mean, honestly, it might not be a bad idea to do that. Yeah, the Vernal Mist combo, we can control what she plays for sure. I want to get Mistbound back, though, but I can't do that without... So if I play Planar Banishment to destroy the Swarm of Scarabs, I would have revealed Mistbound, and it's not going to work, or it's going to get discarded instead of drawn. I mean, we do have cards we would like to have back, but again, we're not able to draw these cards. So it just kind of feels a bit silly to try to consider it. But let's Arcane Cadence then. This is the safer play. We get 1 song, 2 Silver Shadows, a Vernal Sonata, and a Polyfloric Flare. Not more probability math again. I'm not gonna get into it, but I mean, that probability math was much easier, though, because it was 1 in 8 versus 1 in 28. So that's cool. What's not cool is that I don't have an exciting thing to do here. Vernal Sonata in hand, I think, is the better idea. Polyfloric Flare. I keep saying polyphoric flare. Polyphoric flare is not an exciting card right now because we don't have a multitude of powers and we have a multitude of plays we need to make first. Rhapsody of Vigor we already have in play and we can't activate it. Silver Shadow's fun, except we don't have an accompany that's useful. Like the worst set of 5 cards I could get. Well, Vernal Sonata in hand because, well, let's just have that so we can keep freezing the Ennead. And then on top of the deck, we already have a Rhapsody in play, so let's put a Silver Shadow on top. Now I could do the bottom of my deck into play and activate an accompany, but I don't think that's really exciting either way. Like, I mean, I guess I could have played Vernal Sonata. Actually, if I play Vernal Sonata, reveal cards from the top of your deck until a spell is revealed, put in your hand. That's not drawing. That's not drawing. Okay, I have an idea now. And this is not cheating because, well, we revealed it. So Vernal Sonata is not going in hand. It's actually going... It can go in the bottom. It can go into play. I'm not sure yet which. Do we need a card play? Well, again, if I have her play Planar Banishment right now, it still screws up everything. Ugh. But she doesn't need to play Planar Banishment to play Tome, so that's fine there. Ra has plays for his turn, so no, we don't need that play. So we might as well just do 2 plays on Argent. And the Silver Shadows, as fun as they are, they're not immediately useful. So let's do Silver Shadow in hand, Silver Shadow on top, Flare in the trash, Vernal on the bottom, Rhapsody in play, and then play the Silver Shadow. Except to put Flare on the bottom because I'm dumb. Let's actually do that correctly then. Let's pay attention to what I'm doing. Also, let's not play Vernal Sonata. Oh my gosh. This is just going off the rails right now. I don't normally screw up this. I normally have this in the right order. So in hand is a Silver Shadow. Top of deck is the other Silver Shadow. Bottom of deck is what I want to have played, which is Vernal. Yeah, I think I did that backwards. I put Flare on the bottom and Sonata in the trash just to make John mad. Flare in the trash, Rhapsody in play, and play the bottom, which is Vernal Sonata. There we go. Okay, so who wants cards back? Scorched Earth is pretty good. Let's do Scorched Earth. I think we need another Arcane Cadence in order to get to where we want to be. And you're putting Mistbound on top so that you can get it with your Tome, and I don't need to use that. There it is. It looks like a draw, but it actually just went into my hand. Namti. Let's keep the in play. Okay. We're not getting things that are putting Enneads into play, so it's not bad. And I don't think this order matters still. Okay. So fire immunity. And Tefnut, while she is lower. Her flip side of discarding cards is not ideal, so we're going to target Nephthys. So the Spike Trap is currently targeting Argent Adept. We will need quite a bit more to get to the point where it's not targeting Argent Adept. So we're at the situation where I don't know what the bottom of Argent Adept's deck is. We can give a card play off of the Lyra, though. And we do have another set of 2 environment cards in play, so Ra could deal 4 damage across the board to the Ennead. We are going to freeze the Ennead with Mistbound, so that's the last instance of damage that will be dealt to them. Would Inferno would Inferno deal more damage? It would do 5 damage to Nephthys, which will put Nephthys at 14. But that's still lower than 12. Or higher, math, higher than 12. So that doesn't seem like it's going to help. So Spike Trap's going to hit Argent Adept this time. I think I'm okay with that. I could Vernal Sonata, though. That would put Argent Adept at 13. But Nephthys at best is at 14. They were once human, but now that they're God, it doesn't matter. They have transcended. I can activate an company and either draw or play. To use a power now. To have a player play a card, and then I still have a power phase where I play a card and activate an company, but my subdominant will be gone. I don't want a Vernal Sonata right now because we don't have a Mistbound in the trash. Ahem. I want to do all the things. Would destroying any card in play other than a character card make sense? Not really, because it would destroy my only instrument and I don't have a means of getting it back. Yeah, so I think it's just... I mean, I could destroy Spike Trap by destroying the Lyra. But... Oh no, this is hitting... Oh, this is hitting Namti. What am I worried about? Never mind, we're fine. I'm more worried about hitting the Ennead that I'm forgetting that there's another target there. And Namti is currently hitting Nephthys and Tefnut, so it doesn't matter at all. So we're fine. We don't have to worry about anything. Oh my god. All right, so let's just do a setup. Let's get the Sadistic and... I don't know. Let's just get more cards. Let's... Ooh, Vernal Sonata. Okay, that's... I guess I knew there was a Vernal Sonata there. Then again, I don't think I knew there was a Vernal Sonata there. I don't know. Is there cards we want? Flame Spike is something we want. Conjuration would be nice. And, I mean... We're going to be playing Mistbound. So which of these cards are you going to hold on to? Mist of Time, maybe, actually? But then again, I mean, like, that's going to get... Oh, actually, no, because we... Never mind. It's the same situation as before, except we still have a Vernal Sonata, so I don't think it's really worth pursuing that just yet. Although I could switch the order and then still Vernal Sonata to get the Mistbound from here on top of the deck of 9, but... You're going to be discarding 2 cards for this, so there's going to be 10 cards in the trash. 10 versus 28 isn't really worth it. So what are you going to be playing next round, I guess? Or which card would you rather hold on to? Let's say Elder Ring. Even though it's going to hit you harder. But you do have a Tome to not have to deal with things. Call Forth, maybe, actually? But you won't have a 4, so that's not really too good. Probably just Oblivion. Let's get the Oblivion back. We've had 1 Oblivion, yes, but what about 2nd Oblivion? Oh, nope, I don't want to do that because I have to discard Vernal Sonata. So bottom was, yeah, okay. So I instinctively hit Sadistic Dissonant, but it says discard 2, draw 3, and I cannot do that. So this is, we'll just do the same stuff. And yes, I lost my mint, rip. Okay, we're not doing that. We're gonna skip. Okay, so Mistbound, keep the Elder Ring. Ennead cannot play cards. 2 damage for 2 cards, or no damage for 1 card. Kind of want no damage. I'm at 18 now, but... Because we know what the card is I'm going to get, right? I just put it on top and I already forgot what it was. Oblivion. We're getting Oblivion with this. Do I want just the Oblivion, or do I want an extra card that will also involve me dealing myself 2 damage? I'm just going to take the Oblivion because I'm getting a card draw at the end of my turn anyway. Judgment of Anubis, who is also a raw nemesis. Who's considered to have the highest HP. We're going after Nephthys first, so let's hit Nephthys. And then you're hitting everyone for nemesis damage to the Ennead and Ra, which is nice. Cool. And Namti is destroyed. Okay, so, and also you're gonna destroy Anubis next round, so I'm not worried about him either. Scorched Earth, I guess. Although that will do 1 less point of damage to Nephthys and 1 more point of damage to Tefnut. So probably just Inferno then. And like Anubis, I will hit, but it's Osiris that will take out Anubis. And I've... I could go back and forth between the Living Conflag and everything else. I mean, I could stop us from getting this 1 point of damage. If that super matters. Is now the time to do the Blaze of Glory, though? Because, like... I mean, we can almost... Well, like, we have a Scorched Earth on at Argent Adept's turn anyway, so... Yeah, let's just do this. We're past the point where we're worried about what's happening. Although I think I put a card onto the top of Ra's deck that now we're losing. So that Flame Spike we put on top is now gone. Oh, we also discarded a card, so you're doing damage. No! We're losing both of the Flame Spikes. Is there more than 2 in this deck? Can I hit the deck? There's 1 more! That's all we need. Alright, Vernal Sonata for the Mistbound. And then you're going to Blaze of Glory again, so you don't really want to do this. Although, you're also going to remove from the trash, right? So really, we want to get a card out of the trash to minimize the number of cards that get removed from the game, right? That's min-maxing. You don't really want either of those right now. I mean, you have the Conjuration, so it doesn't really matter. You don't think hitting the deck is the best idea while streaming? Alright, Mistbound. Mistbound, I said. Which means we're not playing a spell, we're playing Elder Ring. Alright, so Ra will play a card. Scorched Earth. That takes out Nephthys. I mean, Spike Trap's going to go after Nephthys, who is at 5, so if we can do 2 points of damage to Tefnut, we win. And actually, that can be done with Scouring Mists, which reveals a 4. So that was smart play right there. But alright, we beat the challenge Ennead. Wasn't much of a fight, but they didn't get too much out. The Ennead get pretty problematic when there's like 15 of them. They didn't get that chance though. And we also stopped them from playing cards for like 3 or 4 rounds, and that really freezes the Ennead. No pun intended. Okay, so that means that challenge Ennead is now done. We did Akash Buddha, we did base Gloomweaver, we did Ennead, so now it's Apostate. Didn't get anyone out. Yeah. So challenge Apostate. Whenever a demon card enters play, the top card of the villain deck is played. So the demons are foul! And it's a Fanatic nemesis, which means that we have to play with Fanatic. And we led with Argent Adept, so let's put Nightmist second. Let's use Darkwatch Nightmist. Now, which version of Argent Adept have we not used yet? I think we just haven't done base yet. I'm pretty sure... I think we did Dark Dynamics against Akash Buddha. I think we did Extreme against Gloomweaver. And I just used Primordial. So it's base Argent Adept to balance it up. And let's see, the environment is going to be the Realm of Discord to balance out the environments. So it's 2 and 2. Fanatic, which version do we want? 1 and 1 is 2 and 2 versus Apostate, which is nice. Regen and card draw can get to the card faster. Self damage, top card play, and hero may use a power. That synergizes well with Argent Adept, right? I did not want to lose you. And then deal 1 target damage, and until the end of your next turn, redirect all damage dealt by Fanatic to that target. So let's go with Prime Wardens, because Prime Wardens is fun. I mean, we probably should also play with Prime Wardens, Argent Adept, but I'm trying to balance out the variants, and I did not plan this ahead well enough. Alright, so Challenge Apostate versus Prime Wardens, Fanatic, Dark Watch, Nightmist, and Argent Adept in the Realm of Discord in our challenge. The deluded saintly angel herself is back, and this time she brought friends. But do you know who you really are, do you? They know me well, vile prevaricator, and you shall know the full might of my fury. That's my Fanatic voice. I don't have good voices. All right, Prime Warden's Fanatic has Absolution, Chastise, Consecrated Ground, and End of Days. Dark Watch Nightmist has Astral Premonition, Call Forth, Scouring Mists, and Tome of Elder Magic. And Argent Adept has Inspiring Supertonic, Inventive Preparation, Silver Shadow, and Syncopated Onslaught. So Apostate's rules: if we try to defeat him when there's a villain relic in play, the villain relic with the lowest HP is destroyed, and Apostate's villain character card flips to the Dark Corruptor side instead. On his Dark Corruptor side, when he would be reduced to 0 or fewer HP and there is a villain relic in play, the villain relic with the highest HP is destroyed, and Apostate's villain character card flips to the Infernal Emissary side instead. Cool. But on this side, Apostate deals the hero target with the highest HP 1 melee damage and 1 infernal damage. Hey, that sounds like Fanatic's power. But it's actually H-based. It's technically not, but it sounds like it. Whenever a demon card enters play, the top card of the villain deck is played. So let's see what we have. Condemnation to start with, as always. And, oh, good! The runes. I wanted that to be my first card. Well, I could End of Days it, except it's a relic, so I can't destroy it. I could Chastise it for no reason. I think it's Absolution to counter the Condemnation. And I really love, like, the counterplay between Fanatic and Apostate, because they, like, I believe in the letters page, they said that they really are two sides of the same coin. And Apocalypse is like End of Days. And I think that's basically it as far as similar cards go. But still, it's kind of cool. Hey, VBB. So, we do not have a Sadistic Dissonant. We do not have means of irreducible damage. Except for maybe someday we will have Divine Sacrifice. So, let's do the self-damage. Prayer of Desperation, which gets me some cards. Do I still get a power out of this? I do. So Fanatic can do 3 damage. Nightmist can look at her deck ahead of her turn. But I think she's just going to call forth and discard Astral Premonition, so that doesn't do anything for me. And Argent Adept has no song, so it's Fanatic doing Absolution. And runes, yeah, runes. Runes suck, but the problem is that they always come back. The Corrupted Effigy will bring the runes back, so I don't really want to focus on the runes right now. I kind of want the runes to go down to 1, and then wait for the Corrupted Effigy, and then take out the runes, and then take out Corrupted Effigy. I could also do 4 damage to Apostate. Now the problem is I can't just take out Apostate and win the game just yet, because I would get him flipped, and really it's not like it's terrible if he flips, because he destroys a relic when he does this. which is currently going to be the runes. I keep saying ruins, but it's runes. And that would help bypass damage resistances. But if we flip him at a bad opportunity, when there's another relic out with less HP, it's not as good, but... one damage to runes versus 4 to apostate. I feel like 4 to apostate makes more sense, especially because he could heal. Yeah, fallen angel, each relic regains 4, so it's not worth even doing. And then relic spirit. They have not been played yet, but we do have to be mindful of the fact that if a relic spirit comes out, he's playing another card anyway. All right, so let's get us some relics. Actually, Nightmist and Fanatic are kind of cool because they could End of Days and keep their setup in play. Unfortunately, Argent Adept's instruments are not relics. We have 3 Elder Rings. 3 Elder Rings! Which, unlike most people, I actually like Elder Ring. Because more damage. The marking on Relic Spirit's face looks very similar to... Oh yeah, it does! Look, it's like this little spiral thing. It kind of looks like a treble clef, actually. But it's also marked on Nightmist's face right there. It's also a treble clef, but in reverse. Alright, which of the cards do we want? Master of Magic is always good. Mists of Time, we discussed that in the previous game. That would make it so my deck only has 4s in it. Also because this card has a 4 on it. That would be pretty sick. It would also be pretty boring for a round because my power would not do much. But I think it's going to be Master of Magic and then a 4 because I will draw the Master of Magic. And now I know the top of my deck is a 4, or what good that does me. Okay, so Inspiring Supertonic can give a card play. I can only activate a perform, so it's either increased damage or reveal top cards or Inspiring Supertonic. Or, yeah, power usage, which... Hey, look, by the way, we have this card. Haha. Food time. We do not have a Vernal Sonata, so I can't just spam Wrathful Retributions. You don't really have a card play, period. So maybe I want you to play the top card of your deck and have a power usage to do more damage. Or I could just have you do more damage. 3 damage to yourself and getting an extra card play. A random card play at that, which could be End of Days. No, it can't be. We drew both of them. Okay, this is safe. This is safe. Brutal Censure. Targeting Apostate. There's a Divine Sacrifice. And now, yeah, Fanatic is the only choice that makes sense because Nightmist already knows what her top 3 cards are. Or top 2 cards, actually, but we don't need more information than that. There's a Vernal Sonata. Deal the hero target with the highest HP. That hero cannot deal damage. Nightmist cannot deal damage. That's not actually terrible. Relics! Oh boy, the orb and the runes. Bad combo. Bad combo. Wrathful Retribution is going to probably have to be used on the orb, which isn't terrible because we can get it back, but still. We're going to also need to destroy instruments, which means we're going to need to get some sadistic dissonance. Do I want to Divine Sacrifice? It's irreducible damage, but actually no, it's irreducible. Damage dealt by those targets is redirected to Fanatic. Oh. If we were playing with Extreme Primordion's Fanatic, actually, we would be able to bypass the orb. Because Extreme's power says once you deal damage to a target with this power, all damage dealt by Fanatic is redirected to that target until the end of your next turn. So when the orb redirects it, then Fanatic redirects it back, so we can bypass the orb. But we're not dealing with that, and Divine Sacrifice isn't just... So I could still use Divine Sacrifice. It would actually redirect all the instances to relics to orb. If I were to do that, I think I would want to do it after using Syncopated Onslaught, though, for maximum benefit. I mean, like, for surezies, we need to get rid of the orb. Now, when a relic is in the trash, what can get it back? I know that the relic spirit can get it back. Is there another card that can get relics back from the trash? No. Okay, so if we take out the orb, we're doing much better. So my plan now is Divine Sacrifice, but next turn. Ethereal Bonds is annoying. We might just Consecrate it, ground it. Nightmist cannot deal damage, which means she could actually play a card that does self-damage and not worry, but we're not really worried about that. I want to get Elder of Magic. Yes. I want to play both Elder Ring and Master of Magic, but set them on top of each other so that it says Elder of Magic. That's what I want to do. I want to play Master of Magic because that will give HP recovery when she plays a spell. And that allows her to play spells a little more loosely. So yeah, Consecrated, let's get rid of the Ethereal Bonds, and this cannot hit any of the relics, but it can hit Apostate. And I guess, I mean, I might as well just try to charge up for the Wrathful. It's a bit risky though, but we'd get Zealous Offense, which is excellent because it's already self-funded. I've already dealt 3 damage this turn. Unfortunately, we can stop the Gauntlet from dealing damage, but Condemnation is actually not doing damage, but... Alright, so... Radiant, Apostate. If we were to flip Apostate right now, he would destroy the Gauntlet, which is, like, not even much of anything. Alright, so Master of Magic. And we already know what 2 of these cards are. The third one is a Scouring Mists 4. I don't have many cards that really care about the top of my deck, other than Scouring Mists, ironically. So, do I want Force to be in my hand or in the deck? I think other than Call Forth, cards are better on the top than in hand. Because Enlightenment is top of deck, Heedless Lash is top of deck. Mistbound is discards, but those numbers don't matter. Mistform is nothing. Mistfield... I guess the only other one that cares about cards in hand is Starshield Necklace, but that would be a discard, which I'm not trying to do too much of just yet. So I want to leave the 4s in the deck, I think. So even though we already have a Master of Magic in hand, I don't really care about the other 2 cards. So we'll put the 2 on top. We'll put the other 4s on top. Even though there's not really much use to it with these cards, but we'll just do it anyway. We'll take Scouring Mists because I don't think we're going to be using what's its face? I just saw it and I already forgot it. Mist of Time. Alright, so we want to be able to provide an increase to Fanatic, so it's Syncopated Onslaught to Fanatic, and maybe Nightmist? Nightmist's only source of damage would be through Scouring Mists, which would do 1 extra point of damage, which would be able to do 1 point of damage. And the top of the deck is a 4, which means that she would hit herself for 4+1, which is owie. But then can hit 4 targets for 2 Infernal, which would be 4 points of damage to the orb. which is almost worth it, I think, because of the damage reduction. So let's just do that and then change my mind later. All non-hero targets, other than the Gauntlet of Perdition, is immune to damage. Oh, now it's the Impilfer that is not immune to damage. And then we have an Apocalypse! Yes, everything's coming together according to plan. Well, that's tragic. What environment destruction do we have right now? None? Excellent. Claustrophobic delusion is kind of screwing up everything. We did this so that we could hit the orb. And now I can't hit the orb. Damn it. We also can't destroy the Apocalypse. That's going to go off. We could put End of Days out. But then End of Days wouldn't actually be able to go off. And even if it were to go off, it would destroy the same stuff. So there's a lot of tragedy happening here right now. So, is Zealous Offense going to do anything? It can stop the Gauntlet from dealing damage. So that's something. So do I want Inspiring Supertonic or Syncopated Onslaught? I want to keep Absolution because it's not getting destroyed by Apocalypse. But Inspiring Supertonic could provide for an extra power. Maybe there's a chance that Fanatic can play Consecrated Ground to destroy the Apocalypse. There's only one left in her deck, though, so it's a 1 in 28 chance, speaking of probability. But even if I gave her 2 instances of that power, it'd actually be pretty bad because she'd be doing a lot of self-damage, so I don't even want to do that. I guess it's going to be Syncopated Onslaught until Fanatic can do something, so let's ditch the Inspiring Supertonic. And then stop the Gauntlet. And then stop Condemnation. Even though that doesn't really do me anything. So I don't want to play an ongoing that's just going to get destroyed. I don't want to play Divine Sacrifice. Wrathful Retribution would be great, except the only target I can hit is Impilfer, who's already dying to Absolution. So I don't want to play any of these cards. I'm just going to skip that. I do need to do damage. I don't need to do damage to Impilfer. Discard character cards and relics. Yeah, so Demon is gone. So I'm just going to skip, and draw 2. Hey, speaking of Consecrated Ground. Okay, so Master of Magic is going. But Elder Ring, Starshield Necklace, and Tome of Elder Magic would be safe. And Scouring Mist isn't going to do anything. See, the annoying thing is that the combination of Orb of Delirium and Claustrophobic Delusion are terrible because this card says that the Orb is immune to damage and the Orb says redirect damage from a villain relic to me. I could have hit Apostate, I guess, previously, but... I feel like Apostate being rude and the environment being ruder are the big things here. It's fine. It's still early yet. Let's go for more cards. I think that's my biggest struggle right now is that I'm not getting cards. It's a kind of a same problem as the previous game, but slightly different in that I'm not discarding cards, but I'm still not getting cards. And that's one of the things about attunement is that you don't draw the cards you reveal. You can only draw one of them. So if you reveal 3 duds, well, you draw one of them and then you still have 2 duds on top of your deck. Whereas if you use the tome, you shuffle your deck, which means you no longer know what the top 3 cards of your deck are, but you at least might have lost the duds. And that was the problem, is that we had 2 duds. We had a Mist of Time that I didn't particularly care for because I don't care about those cards. I guess Call Forth is cool, but not as exciting. We also had, I think I had Druid. We had a Scouring Mists, which at least deals damage, but not enough for me to want to use right now. So yeah, I think the tome there, even though like John complains about this card and says it's a terrible card with Dark Watch because you lose your control over the top of your deck, I think when you have only duds on the top of your deck, it doesn't make sense to just keep attuning. It makes sense to recycle or reshuffle your deck and also get a card out of it. And in all honesty, I get the space power. I don't really, I don't like it as much as draw 2 cards, honestly. I don't like it as much. I prefer normal base power, but that's just me. And that's the thing is, you know, we all have opinions and preferences, and because, you know, we're all people, we don't have to share the same belief. That's what makes this world great. If it allows you to replace or discard, that actually would be kind of interesting. Right, so if I play a song, it's gonna get destroyed. Silver Shadow would allow me to do 1 point of damage, but that doesn't matter. Vernal Sonata can get cards back from our trashes. You can also set up Nightmist. But is there anything from the trash we want? Consecrated Ground, right? Honestly, I think it's just gonna be skip again. I could do Syncopated Onslaught on Fanatic in the chance that the environment... Actually, no, because Apocalypse is going to destroy the Claustrophobic Delusion. So the Orb of Delirium will not be immune to damage next round. Okay, that would be a lot nicer then. Milling! That's a fun mechanic. Okay, so we're going to use the Syncopated Onslaught. So do I want a Vernal Sonata? I think I don't want to use Vernal Sonata because I want to be able to get... Well, I guess the only other card that would matter is Master of Magic, but that's fine. Let's not play a card, but let's do increased damage dealt by Fanatic and Nightmist. Alright. Claustrophobic Delusion is gone. Imp Pilferer is gone. And now those cards are gone. That actually was a pretty light Apocalypse. It only destroyed 4 cards. Each player may destroy any number of their ongoing or equipment cards. Then any hero with ongoing and or equipment cards in play deals themselves 3 sonic damage. Well, that's going to happen. Because I don't want to lose that setup. Now that's the environment being rude. Alright, good. It's a relic and a, not a relic, a demon and a demon and a one-shot that plays a card and a demon and another Apocalypse. Yes! We've had 1 Apocalypse, yes, but what about second Apocalypse? And that's also going to destroy the demons again. Which is also kind of bad because that's going to take off the relic spirit. On the other hand, we don't have any relics in the trash anyway, so who cares? This game. We can Consecrated Ground it. I actually just wanted to go off so that it can take out the demons. Do we have another tome? We don't. Do we have another absolution? We don't. Well, John will now be happy because I destroyed the tome. Alright, so now let's try to do damage. Oh, nope, that was not the card I wanted to play. Divine Sacrifice. So, Orb. And then Orb. And then Orb. And I am starting to get quite hurty. I'm not going to use my base power. I'm just going to do damage to the Orb. So I don't want to take out the Orb right now because the Relic Spirit would bring it back, as annoying as it is. I think I'm gonna do the Star Shield, even though I said I wasn't really going to worry about discards. I guess I am now. We have a Heedless Lash. That's good. This is where John's like, this is why this card is great. You can get Heedless Lash. You can control what Heedless Lash reveals, and you can control what that card reveals. My current options are 2 3s. So that number doesn't matter. And Enlightenment versus Scouring Mists. I don't know. Scouring Mist deals 2 damage, which Runes reduces by 2. Oh, also when the Runes is destroyed, it moves demons from the trash. Ah! Ah! Whenever a demon card enters play. No! God damn it. When a demon card enters play, which it will from the Runes, it's going to frickin'... So we don't want to destroy this when there are demons in the trash, is what we're saying. Man, this is a hard Apostate game. I'm impressed, actually. Normally I never struggle with Apostate. Well, we don't want to destroy the orb before Apocalypse destroys Relic Spirit. We don't want to destroy Runes of Malediction when there are demons in the trash. I can't have all of these things happen, though. Is there a way to destroy Apostate in this game? There isn't, right? We don't have immediate destruction effects. Because, like, destroying Apostate on the front side flips him. On the back side, we can bypass it if he's reduced. Like, if we just destroy him outright instead of reducing him. But I don't think we have that ability here. The one that would be closest would be Final Dive, except it can't target a character card. Okay, we're gonna have to do this the hard way. So we're getting a Heedless Lash. What do I want to get from the Heedless Lash? Actually, I think we're going to Vernal Sonata to get Master of Magic back. So that's what's going to happen. So this choice doesn't really matter immediately anyway. But I would say Enlightenment is a bit better. And we do need to discard because you are hurting. You cannot play anything because it'll be destroyed. Flip the table. Nah. Or no, we're playing Vernal Sonata. That's what we're going to do. So what are we going to do here then? We're going to get another Divine Sacrifice round. We're going to get Master of Magic back. We're going to get Inspiring Supertonic back. Because we could do the Harp. Harp and Supertonic would help keep Argent Adept alive. Do any of these, other than the Relic Spirit, do something on destruction? The answer is no. Explosive Bubbles. Excellent, excellent. Oh, there's the effigy. All right. So good news is we found the effigy. Now what? You know, Chastise on the Relic Spirit actually wouldn't be terrible. Not that I'm going to be using that, but Chastise on the Relic Spirit wouldn't be terrible. I know it's not in play, but that's just a thought. We don't have any pluses. Fanatic is terrible at burst damage other than Wrathful Retribution. Which I guess we were keeping the Vernal Sonata for, and I totally didn't do that, but that's fine. What's the top of my deck again? It was something. Divine Sacrifice. I can play it. And that would do 3 points of damage to the orb, and then I could Absolution and destroy the orb. Hashtag progress. Does he have any more apocalypses up his sleeve? No. Okay. Do I want to bounce a power off? Well, you guys don't have use power, so the answer is no. I think as boring as it would be, Holy Nova would at least just give me hit points. I'm just worried about being hurt more than anything. I just don't want to be hurt. That's all I want in life, is to not be hurt. And you hurt me to the core when you said those nasty words. I just asked what you wanted to eat tonight. You don't understand. Sorry, I'm not quoting from anything. I'm just saying stuff. All right, so this will take out the orb. Ooh, final dive. Okay. If I can do 2 points of damage to the runes. So, Lude, what's on top of your deck? A 3. You got a 3 on top of your deck. You had every opportunity to put a 4 on top, and you went with a 3. We can final dive the runes into the corrupted effigy, and then we'd be able to take out the corrupted effigy, and then this game will be a lot easier. The problem, however, is when the runes is destroyed, removing 3 demon cards into play, and when a demon card enters play, top card of the villain deck is played. So that's problematic. Also, Heedless Lash, I'm going to do myself 1 point of damage, and if I do that to put the Master of Magic in play, oh, I guess it's actually not going to hurt myself if I do that. We do have the end of turn discard, which Nightmist needs. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm not happy about this wasted damage. Especially because he's going to heal up in the next turn because he's a jerk. Okay, 1/3/3. No 4s. No means of getting cards from your trash. You could discard. Oh, actually, no. If I do Inspiring Supertonic and I have Fanatic use Absolution to do 1 point of damage to the runes, then we can final dive the next turn. We just have to hope that he doesn't heal. That would be bad. So what do you want on the very top? I think I'm not happy with these cards either. I'm going to take higher numbers because I can discard them with Star Shield Necklace. So let's take a Scouring Mist because that's a rather boring card. And then let's discard the rather boring card to almost double your HP. And next turn, we'll be able to get the harp out for Argent Adept. Nope, not that power. Not that power. You did not see that. You did not know I was playing that. Because I didn't know it was there. Radiance. So now we can final dive the runes. Oh, good. Time crawls. Actually, that isn't terrible because that's going to reduce damage dealt by villain targets. Yes. That might help us. Let's not hit Fanatic. Fanatic normally likes it, but we have yet to see an Aegis, so... Okay, there's damage, and a card play, and then a relic. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Let's not hit... Oh, Periactive Woe is increasing your damage! Cheater! Jerk? Okay. Alright, we can take out the Runes of Malediction! Yay! Oh no, all these are coming back into play. Great. Do we have an Oblivion? No. I have a Scouring Mists. Do we have an End of Days? We do have an End of Days. Can we get you to play a card? No? Another day in the life. Actually, we might be able to get you to play End of Days. But that would also be terrible because then we'll destroy the demon and the demon... Or we'll destroy the stupid... Or no, if we don't put Relic Spirit into play... Okay. Alright, well... This is like a 1 in a million chance of working, especially because he's playing a bajillion cards now, but... Fanatic likes taking damage logic. You don't like it. Only one of her cards works best at low HP, and she only has 1 copy in her deck. You're not wrong. Oh, there's a demon. Damn it! Damn it! This is when this game goes pear-shaped. Well, I mean, I have to take out the Corrupted Effigy. I have to do points of damage to the Corrupted Effigy. I don't have a power phase. If I draw a card, you play a card. That's excellent. I have to Scouring Mists in order to be able to proceed. All right, the Effigy is gone. Now, the bad news is when I play End of Days, we're going to move 3 relics from the trash. Well, I guess... We could not put the Effigy in play, but we'd have to... Oh, but the tome is at... The tome could be destroyed, maybe. Actually, I don't think I can destroy the tome. Let's just pretend that I'm doing something that will work. I'm not hitting the demons because I will just have something else take them out. Because that will make sense. Can't use my power. Oh, right. And if Argent Adept... Ah! No, I can't have a... this is not going to work at all. Because I can't play a card and use a power, but I could... Skip this. Have Fanatic use a power. I think the good news is the Explosive Bubbles are not hitting... Oh, no, it is hitting Nightmist. Never mind. I was going to say, Explosive Bubbles is not hitting a hero at this point. I'm destroying the tome just so that there's more relics that are not effigy or runes. But it's not going to matter. Oh, good. The negative energy field. Actually, that helps because... Or actually, it doesn't help at all, but let's pretend it's helping because... It's not hurting any of the heroes. Yeah. Deal each hero target 2 Infernal. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That'll show him. 4 damage. Yeah. So what did we learn this game? Well, we learned that there are terrible combinations of cards. Let's try again. All right, round 2. Fanatic has Consecrated Ground, Divine Sacrifice, Holy Nova, Sacrosanct Martyr. Darkwatch Nightmist has Elder Ring, 2 Heedless Lashes, and a Scouring Mists. And Argent Adept has an Instrumental Conjuration, Rhapsody of Vigor, and a Silver Shadow. We're starting with Condemnation, and Periaptive Woe. Well, the good news is we're not immediately reducing damage dealt to relics by 2. The bad news is that relic reduces its own damage by 2. That was exciting. I have a Sacrosanct Martyr, and I'm not afraid to use it. 0, 0, something. Okay. So Sacrosanct Martyr is fun. So it's certainly, yeah, always do something over nothing. Yes, exactly. Always do something. Let's see. I need to do 6 points of damage to Periaptive Woe, which means I need to do myself 3 damage here in order for Sacrosanct to deal 6 damage. All right, 1 relic down. All right. I do not know what the top of my deck is, and I have 2 Heedless Lashes. And John will be upset with me if I played a Heedless Lash without knowing what the top of my deck is, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to play Elder Ring to make my fan base mad at me for playing Elder Ring. I have an Oblivion, and I will know exactly how much damage it will do, and it's going to do terrible amounts of damage. Ah, boy. But definitely take the Oblivion and put the 4 on top in case I change my mind, and don't Oblivion. Rhapsody, I mean, if I get an instrument, I can't do anything with it, so Rhapsody is something. Better to do something than nothing. Also, let's wait until I have another song to figure out what instrument I should get. We don't have another song. I could get Drake's Pipes, though. All non-hero targets, other than the one with the lowest HPs, I mean the damage. Card play. Oh, good. The effigy. At least it's not coupled with the orb at the moment. And we have no demons. So while there's no demons, it's not terrible. I could take out the runes, actually. I'm gonna Divine Sacrifice to do that. So this is where it gets tricky because I can't actually also spread damage around. I have to hit the runes first. It is considered the lowest, and now I can't hit the other targets. But now I can do self damage, play something. This does 0 damage. So I need to do 5 points of damage. I've already done 3 to myself. It needs to be 7. And, yeah, it's going to basically be Suicidal Nightmist right here. Because I have to take out the effigy right now. And Scouring Mists and Heedless Lash are not going to do that. Right? Actually, what's the top of my deck? Let me see what's the top of my deck. I know what it was, I just forgot what it was. It's a Heedless, it's a Scouring Mists. Scouring Mists 4, so it's gonna do 5 points of damage. Actually, I could just do that. I could just do Scouring Mists instead of Oblivion. Because Oblivion is only going to hit Corrupted Effigy and then Condemnation once. But it's going to do too much damage to the heroes because it's a 3 and a 4. So I'm going to do the Heedless Lash thing. It is going to do double damage to Nightmist though, but that's fine. And you're immune. Okay, so now let's reanalyze the top 3 cards. Mistform, Planar Banishment, Elder Ring. Mistform is boring, but it's also safe. If Nightmist were highest HP, it'd actually be very safe, because, or very nice, because Apostate would be hitting her and no one else, but she is now lowest, thanks to what I just did. Planar Banishment, however, I probably will need to use to get rid of the claustrophobic delusion, which is annoying. So let's do Planar Banishment on top. And because I don't need to destroy many things with Planar Banishment, Mistform 2 below it. So now let's conjure an instrument, and let me just assume I'm going to get more melodies and put out Drake's pipes. I don't normally go for Drake's pipes that quickly. I'd probably have gone for Idasar's horn first, but if we can do double rhapsodies, that would be really nice. What is that emote? Facepalm? What facepalm are you doing? What did I facepalm? I also got a thing that destroys ongoings and environments. So I don't need to do that with Nightmist. Okay, Gauntlet and Gauntlet. So the good news is we no longer have the runes. We no longer have the effigy. They're out. So, and also the gauntlets are probably like the best relics to have. So that if we accidentally destroy a demon spirit, we can bring gauntlets back instead of a effigy or runes. So, that's good. So Argent Adept can play a Saraband now and can do Rhapsody and Saraband, and that will actually help us like keep the environment in check. Like this was a card that would have made the previous game so much better. The facepalm for lowering Nightmist and keeping her high was the better option. Well, I didn't know I had a mist form there until after the fact. So it's like information that would have been helpful had I had it 5 seconds earlier. But I think it's still fine because we still had to destroy those things, right? And we didn't have any other means of doing it. So do I want to, let's see. If I do Holy Nova, I'm only hitting one of the gauntlets. If I do Consecrated Ground, I don't need to do Saraband, which means I could do an Arcane and do something else. If I Consecrated Ground, this will also do 3 targets, 1 damage. That can be Gauntlet, Gauntlet, and Apostate. I'm not really worried about the Portal Fiend. It scales up based on the number of cards in the trash. There's currently 0. It will be 1, but 1 damage is okay. So let's do Consecrated Ground to destroy that delusion, because that is really annoying. And I can't hit Condemnation with this, so we'll hit Apostate. And also Portal Fiend is really easy to get rid of. Like, environment targets, like that 17 HP by itself is very scary, but the fact that it's an environment target already makes it much weaker than any villain card. Because cards like Saraband of Destruction can just immediately destroy it. So. Alright, I'm gonna do base power. Final dive. Actually, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, this is like literally the best play. Because we just destroyed both of them. Yeah, everything's coming together now. I'm just gonna do Fanatic. I'm not gonna do a super hit here though. But I can do 5 points of damage to Apostate, which is nice. So that's great. We are going to we're in much better shape in this game than the previous game. Holy crap. This is like night and day right now. Which is kind of fitting because Nightmist, or Fanatic and Apostate are literally night and day. Well, not literally, but. Okay, what's the top of my deck? I actually don't remember where the top of my deck is. And all of these cards care about the top of my deck, so this is a bad time to forget what the top of my deck is. I think it was a card I didn't really care about. It was a 2 because I was gonna planar banishment with it, is what it was. But which 2? Scouring Mists 2? Enlightenment 2? Astral Premonition 2? Well, I don't need a planar banishment now because I'm not worried about anything else. I don't really want to use Scouring Mists. I mean, I could. But it'd be 3 points of damage to Nightmist, 3 points of damage to Apostate, 2 points of damage to Condemnation. I guess that's not terrible. Mist form too, that's what it was. But we can heal this back with Argent Adept, so it's not too bad just yet. Alright, Amulet I want for sure, even though it's this version of Nightmist where the Amulet's not as easy to use. And then 2 3s, and I don't need the Elder Ring, and I don't need the Mist of Time. So let's do Mist of Time on top, I guess. Like, I'm not really going to heed the slash into either one, so... Let's try to get another Rhapsody. We got it! Yay! We also got our Sadistic Dissonant. Even though we're past the point where we would really need it. But that is certainly a very good card to have. And the Conjuration is really hard to have. And the Onslaught I don't really need as much. Fanatic really needs a power that doesn't involve hurting herself. Because between Nightmist and Fanatic hitting themselves a lot, Syncopated Onslaught's not as immediately useful. But we do want to play the Rhapsody. So let's put the Conjuration in hand, Sadistic Dissonant on top. Let's put the Horn on the bottom because we could conjure it. Onslaught in the trash because you could Vernal Sonata it someday. And then we can do double Rhapsodies. So that Argent Adept is basically a Tempest right now. Tempest saying, all hero targets regain 2 HP is what is happening right now. Even though we have things like Dr. Medico now, I still believe that Tempest's each hero target regains 2 HP card is the most potent HP recovery effect because it affects many targets and regains 2 HP across many targets. Whereas most of Medico's things are single target. That's not to say all of them are single target, but most of them are. All right, so we're not healing those. We're getting our Sadistic Dissonant. The bubbles! This is how worried I am right now. We can destroy the bubbles. Fallen Angel. Yeah, that just undid all of the Healy we just did. Yeah, we're all in single digits right now. That's not good. Hey, John, we were just talking about you and Dark Watch Nightmist and your beliefs there and how I don't have the same ones. Anyway, hi, John. How are you doing? Good morning from Japan. Or good morning at Japan, I guess, because I'm not from Japan. I don't think I'm going to be using my base power. I don't think I'm going to be using Sacrosanct Martyr. Do I want a Brutal Censure to get an extra card, or do I want a Holy Nova to provide hit points? I think hit points are very important right now. And it also does hit the explosive bubbles, but I'm not worried about that. We can destroy it. I'm not doing those things. Even for 1 point of damage to Fanatic, I'm not doing it. Because another thing that has been discussed is that, you know, Fanatic at low HP isn't necessarily nice when you have neither Divine Retribution or Aegis of Resurrection. Traditional Christmas KFC, nice. Okay, Amulet. Even though I don't really have cards to discard for it, I don't want to play the either of the other cards. Card on the very top. Let's see, 3, 3, 4. And I don't really want to play either of those cards. This is where the Tome of Elder Magic comes in handy to reshuffle this. I mean, we could control Apostate's deck. I don't normally go for deck manipulation with Fanatic, or with Nightmist, but stopping demons from coming out will be very great. Let's go that route, because we're not really doing anything better right now. And then that. Okay, we need to get rid of the bubbles. So that's how you get rid of the bubbles. And I think now Portal Fiend can go after Condemnation. Oh boy. Oh boy. One damage? Nah. And anyone but Fanatic. Okay, excellent. Oh, I have another power. Great. This is also hitting everyone but heroes right now, so that's fine. I don't want to hit the orb because that's going to make negative energy field go after Fanatic instead of the orb. So let's hit Apostate. And thank goodness we got rid of the effigy and the runes before the orb came out. All right, Premonition. Yes, that one. And now let's lose the cards we've been saving for a rainy day. Let's see. We have Fallen Angel and Tome. Tome of Elder Magic? What? Nope, not that tome. Delete your target 2 Infernal and each villain relic regains 4, or a card that Fanatic can easily destroy. Let's go with the one that we can easily destroy. Excellent. So now if I play a card, Fanatic takes a point of damage. Do I want to give another hero a card play, though? I mean, that's going to make negative energy field go off again, except at that point it would target something else. Actually, not necessarily, is it? No, we can make sure it doesn't do something. Okay, is there something useful we can do here? I don't particularly feel like I mean, like we have a sadistic dissonant, and we have instruments that we can sacrifice. And that can take out the relics. Yeah, let's start going that route. We'll just have Fanatic focus on Apostate and Argent Adept focus on relics. But not just yet, because we're healing. When we have to destroy a negative energy field, even though it was fun for that past couple of rounds, it can very easily turn against us. Although now, even though I just... yeah, that did 3 points to that. Do I want to change my mind there? Let me go back for a second. Because what happened when I played that card? We targeted Portal Fiend. Oh, okay. I healed. That's what happened. Let's not heal Fanatic here. This is strategic healy. Because we can control who gets healed. We could also heal the Orb of Delirium, but actually I'm fine with leaving it where it is because it's tied with Fanatic. We can have the Portal Fiend target the Orb. Yes! And this ends up with Fanatic having more HP and the Orb having less HP, which means it's strictly better. Eh. Okay, here I think actually it's going to do more damage to Fanatic, but the Condemnation hit, I'm actually just going to redirect. Even though I don't have that many cards left, I can actually just take out the Tome with this. Oh, nope, never mind. I'll take out the Orb with this. Ha, 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 ha. Actually, I won't take out the Orb, but that's actually fine, because I can Holy Nova hit the Orb first. I really do not want to have a card play go off, so we will hit the tome. Okay, so I have to discard a card with Astral Premonition, so I'm not going to play Oblivion. Not that I would play it otherwise. Imp Pilferer, which will destroy one card but can play other cards, is the thing. Or 2 relics. Wait, you have no relics. Oh, do you only have 1 Periapt? Huh. Well, do I want a card that can play a card that destroys stuff and plays another card? Or do we reveal and get 0 cards? I guess it's Profane Summons then. Alright, this is the round where we're destroying Condemnation. Which means we're sacrificing the pipes. And I might as well get out the harp. So I could also discard 2 and draw 3. Alright, Flare. I like the Subdominant. I like Silver Shadow. I could destroy the sword and keep the harp, or the pipes. I could also get pipes back with the second Conjuration. So I'm not discarding Conjuration. I guess I'm going to discard Arcane Cadence because I kind of like all 4 of these other cards better. And having 4 solid cards is better than having 5 random cards that might not help at all. Alright, there's Inspiring Supertonic. That will help keep Arch-Adept alive. Oh boy. Oh, there was the Aegis. And there is a 2. Ow. Well, I can destroy the bubbles. That was a 2, right? So I don't really want this to go off again. Yeah, this is actually pretty hairy right now. Alright, well, Divine Focus, because it might just be Fanatic Swan Song. It's going to be 3 points of damage to Apostate at the end of every, or start of every round, rather. We have 5 cards to discard for it. That card does nothing, so let's just control Apostate some more. Fallen Angel deals each hero target 2 damage. Each villain relic gains 4. Or an Imp Pilferer that will destroy something and put another card out. As much as Fallen Angel sucks... the other one sucks more. So, Fanatic's dead unless I heal twice. If I heal twice, this will hit Argent Adept for 5, which will put Argent Adept down to 1, and then, yeah. That's not good. If I get the harp, I can destroy the Portal Fiend and I can heal us once, but healing us once will only get Fanatic to 3, which will mean that Fallen Angel takes out Fanatic. Was it Fallen Angel? Yeah. Because I think that's also a Final Fantasy VII reference. Nightmist will survive if I heal her by 1, Fanatic survives if I heal her by 2, but that's not as likely. Because if I heal Fanatic by 2, then I didn't destroy the Portal Fiend, and the Portal Fiend will go after Argent Adept, and will put him down to 1, and then Fallen Angel takes out Argent Adept. So we can save Nightmist for sure. The question is, do we want to save Fanatic or Argent Adept? Well, Fanatic, well, she is like our principal damage dealer and all that. She hasn't gotten to the card she really needs. Whereas Argent Adept has more survivability at the moment. Now, I could make it... Or no, I do need to get the harp to do this. So let's get the harp back. I want to get Inspiring Super Tonic and harp it, because then I could regain 2 HP off of it. But this is as good as I can do. I have the harp in play, so I can Super Tonic, but I can't do Rhapsody and Saraband. I have to Saraband to save Argent Adept. I need to Rhapsody to save Nightmist. And I have to double Rhapsody to save Fanatic, and I don't have Drake's Pipes in play right now. That's the problem. I need 2 card plays to save everyone. Oh, I meant the... Okay, never mind. Fair enough. Yep, I meant... Don't listen to what I said. Listen to what I meant. Ethereal Bonds. Argent that cannot deal damage. Okay. Well, despite all our bestest efforts, we are still going to lose one of these 2. Even when things are going well, they suck. Well, what incaps do we have? Draw a card, use a power, discard the top card. What incaps do you have? Draw a card, play a card, move a top card of a trash to the top of its deck. Actually, that's kind of interesting. We can make him only ever play Fallen Angel, which is certainly better than him doing other things, which would include 5 demon plays. Maybe that sacrifice is better. Sacrificing Argent Adept, HP regen, a power, selected damage, increased damage dealt by that type by 1. Because Nightmist cannot sustain herself. Argent Adept can sustain himself. And we do have Ethereal Bonds, but Argent Adept can destroy Ethereal Bonds, whereas Nightmist can only look at her deck or another deck. So, alright. Argent Adept time! Are we ready for this? I think power makes sense to get 2 hit points. So like Fanatic is going to be fiddling with Apostate. So Apostate's only ever going to be doing 2 points of damage to Argent Adept. However, he's also going to do his 1 and 1. So he's going to do 4 points of damage to Argent Adept. But Inspiring Super Tonic, he'll regain 2 each time he uses that. And double Rhapsody Vigor would also regain 2. But the problem is we would have to destroy the Ethereal Bonds. That's always targeting Argent Adept. Can we get a damage resistance? We have not gotten the thing. Yeah, damage resistance would certainly help everything, because these are many 1s and 1s. We do not have the counterpoint bulwark, and we have no idea where it is. We're in the bottom half of our deck, and we've not gotten one of those 2 copies. So with my track record, that is the bottom 2 cards of my deck. So I think use a power is what makes more sense here. To destroy the Ethereal Bonds and heal. Now, if there's 2 in the deck, he only has 2 copies of it. Okay, he's at 2 hit points. Move Apostate's card.
Fallen Angels on top. So now it's Inspiring Supertonic and then Harp Supertonic. So he'll actually get 4 hit points out of this. So this is fine. Unless the environment increases all damage dealt by 1, in which case we're super screwed. That would be 7 points of damage to Argent Adept. But I don't think we can really plan for that right now. I mean, you do have a Vernal Sonata, but you would not have been able to play Inspiring Supertonic if you had played it. You do have a Silver Shadow, but you would have had to play Inspiring Supertonic to do it, and we're past the point where we could have done it, but that's a card draw and not a card play, so you wouldn't have been able to do that. So, yeah, I think this is the best we can do. And I could... Well, I need those... I need to have more than 4 hit points to survive anyway. Time crawls. Actually, that's beautiful. That means Argent takes only 1 point of damage. Yeah! There's damage reduction. Well, it's definitely power. Do I want to destroy time crawls? Because I won't be able to play a card otherwise. Do I need to play a card? I have a counterpoint. I have a counterpoint bulwark now. Counterpoint bulwark is better than time crawls because I could use I could play and power, right? So, and we have to keep Apostate doing his 2 damage thing. Eventually, we're going to need to find the things that involve dealing damage, by the way. I guess technically we have one someday. Did I just use the pipes? That was wrong. That was wrong. I have the harp now. Sorry. I did a Jeremy where I thought about my immediate goal as opposed to the steps that lead to that goal. See, John understands my struggles. I did a Jeremy because I heard John say destroy the environment card. So I clicked on the pipes so I could destroy the environment card. And then John's like, no, you do the harp and then you use the power and then you use the pipes. And then Jeremy's like, all right, slow down. So what am I doing first? All right, and then I can do 2. You're not sure you would destroy the environment card. I mean, the thing is, I want to be able to use my play to get the counterpoint bulwark out, and I want to use my power to use the supertonic and then the perform on the counterpoint and then regain 2 hit points. Because that's going to have the same effect as having the time crawls out without me losing my play or power. I think that's better. I mean, yeah, it does mean he does full damage, but I still have a damage reduction, so it's not loss. Move card from the Apostates. So where I lose this is if we get Time Flies. Because then he'll play his card at the start of turn, and then he'll play an extra card that could be a demon that destroys 4 cards. He only has 2. Or, he has 3 Impilfers! Oh, no, but we saw 2 of them already, right? We moved them to the bottom. Okay, you can only ever get 1. It's fine. We're fine. Fun fact, the amount of cards that Imp Pilfer destroys is quadratic. If there's 1 Imp Pilfer out, it destroys 1 card. If there are 2 Imp Pilfers out, they destroy 4 cards total. If there are 3 Imp Pilfers out, they'll destroy 9 cards. That is X squared. Fun fact. Thank you for listening to Math with Lou Dolphin. I am your host, Lou Dolphin. All right, so yeah, this is going to prevent 3 points of damage to Argent Adept, which is strictly better than healing 2. So that's nice. All right, Argent Adept has pulled this, or has at least survived past the worst part. He was down to 1 hit point. Now he's at 10 with a damage reduction. Can he pull this out? Well, we got the Zoo's Bell, which is one component of the 20 million damage combo. I could Silver Shadow, yeah. I'm not immediately worried yet, though. Even if we did get... I guess Time Flies could have been bad. Or maybe not, because these only do 2 damage. This would destroy my setup, but we could only ever get 1 out because of how we shuffled the deck, or arranged the deck. This could do 2 damage and then play a card, but that's only 1, right? So... And he has another Fallen Angel in his deck. So, no, Argent Adept was safe, even if Spinning Vortex came out. Yeah, he was safe. Yeah, ideally he does Apocalypse. Actually, I think even more ideally he plays Profane Summons. Because I don't have to destroy it, and there's no relics left in the deck. But, the only way I can really do that is to gamble a discard off of this so that Nightmist does something different. I mean, I could also just have Apostate go off, but I don't want to run that risk. This will eventually work. This is where the game will take 40 minutes, but I will win, as opposed to I could maybe win in 30 minutes if I take a gamble now that loses the game 20% of the time or something random. So power and then harp. You cannot deal damage right now, so we won't be able to do too much. But we do have the Zeus Bell. We do have Syncopated Onslaught. We're going to need those. We're eventually going to need the Scherzo of Frosts and Flames. I guess technically we don't need it. We can eventually win just off of the 1 damage off of the Accompany, but Scherzo, Frost, and Flame will be much better. So I probably could just speed this up a bit by not... Whenever I have that action, just do the same stuff, right? I'm never going to want to heal someone else, right? Okay, so Onslaught. I'm just gonna... I could use the Portal Fiends to kill Apostate. Well, I mean, there's still 1 left. You're not wrong. Here's where I have to do the Perform, because I don't have Zeus Bell. Actually, let me take that back. Zeus Bell, so that I can use it and also draw a card off of the Counterpoint Bulwark. So let's do this. This turn. Well, not this turn, actually. Let's get this sorted out once and for all. Can I do it here? No, I can't do it there, but that's fine. That's not even the right one. Power. This. And then this game. Or all game, I guess. Technically not this game, but all game. Okay, and then... Ooh, I could draw a card or I could regain 2. I could also discard 2 and draw 3. That's actually even better. I could discard my Vernal Sonatas. I already have a Syncopated in play, right? No, I don't. I have in 1 hand. Okay, never mind. 1's in hand. I mean, I guess Arcane Cadence would allow me to filter through my deck faster, though. And the Instrumental Conjuration would be nice. You're just gonna heal the 22 and win by Portal Fiend. Gotcha. Yeah, let's, well, I mean, like, it could be the very bottom of this deck, though. And if it's the very bottom of the deck, I will get to that anyway. If it's the next card, I probably won't have enough time to heal up to that point anyway. And, like, you could get the time flies out, which could do anything. So, I think I just want to... discard 2, draw 3. I could get 10 HP by next round. Not with that attitude. Okay, fine, let's do it your way. Fine, John. We'll do it your way, okay? I just said I wanted to do it. Oh my gosh. And actually, I don't like Drake's Pipes versus Zeus Bell. Actually, Zeus Bell is better right now, right? I could also Silver Shadowed. I don't know. Okay, let's do that. The Silver Shadow. I keep forgetting to play it really, but I kind of prefer using it to do card plays anyway, but oh, and I have to play Zeus Bell because I never actually played it. Well, there you go. We're still in the turn where I played Zeus Bell. That's how many times I've rewinded as I forgot where I was. All right, do that. Argent Adept. Heal. Heal. All right. Hey, speaking of Portal Fiend. All right, so we're not destroying Portal Fiend. We're going to have him deal 9 points of damage to Apostate. I don't have another rhythm though, right? So like Zeus Bell versus Drake's Pipes, actually it doesn't matter, but let's do the DR even though it's going to not matter at all. Oh, and Portal Fiend. Yes. Reduce damage dealt to Portal Fiend. Yes. Yes. All right, and then the next step in this long-term plan that's not going to last long enough is the Syncopated Onslaught. If Baron Blade could use Portal Fiend to do his work, why not you as well? I'll survive. I need to just regain 2 hit points. So I can do this here. Argent Adept has dealt damage! This is not Argent Adept, the principal damage dealer, like he was in Akash Buddha, but hey, it's something. And we have the Scared Frost and Flame. And we have the positive energy field, which is going to actually make this game last a little longer. Okay. Ah, if only I could trigger this twice. But I can actually, so let's see, I don't have to do the moving here. I can do a card play. Now, doing a card play will mean that Apostate heals, but I think getting a Scherzo and a Alacritus out would be better because reasons. So here's what's going to happen. This is like the precursor of the 30 damage combo. We start with the harp to use a power. We're going to use the accompany of the harp to use Alacritus. We will use Alacritus to use either Vocalize or Drake's Pipes in order to use the Scherzo. Unfortunately, I can't use the Perform to do Syncopated Onslaught. I think this is where the 30 damage combo would probably have a Polyfloric Flare that would do that Perform. Because I have to do a terminal power off of Inspiring Supersonic, and I don't have enough instruments. I guess technically, if we had an instrument that did a company of a harmony, like Zeus Bell, actually. And actually, the 1 damage plus 1 isn't as significant as 1 plus 2 and 1 plus 2, right? So we'll do Zeus Bell, Syncopated Onslaught, Argent Adept, and Portal Fiend. We'll use a power now. We will use Perform of Syncopated Onslaught. So now Argent Adept and Portal Fiend have +2. Subdominant was destroyed. But now I can't use Drake's Pipes. Yeah, I mathed that wrong entirely. Well, you're still going to destroy Apostate, right? But I want to actually do this slightly better. So I can only... I have a terminal power, and I have a single power off of Alacritus Subdominant. But, see, this is... I'm getting myself confused, because I can activate... I can do it off of Zeus Bell, which is what I'm getting confused by. So, how am I losing a thing? I gotta... Actually, I think I'm doing this in the wrong order, is what's going on. I gotta start with Zeus Bell to give a +1 to Argent Adept and Portal Fiend. Then I gotta use the accompany of Alacritus Subdominant to use Musaragni's Harp to use a power now. That power being... Vocalize to get a +1 on Argent Adept and Portal Fiend, and now the accompany of Inspiring Supertonic, I will use a power now. That power will be Drake's Pipes. There we go. That's what I lost. I had the powers in the wrong order. So now that this guy, now I can do 6 damage to Apostate, which is not enough to take out Apostate, but I don't have enough instances of damage going on here. I can get Argent up to max HP. Huh. So all of that didn't matter, but hey, we got Argent up to max HP. Argent up's like, Fanatic, Nightmist, what happened? You guys look so hurt. I mean, he too was down to 1 hit point, but he managed to claw his way back out. And we have now progressed in the Challenge, which is my new title for this, instead of the Summer of Challenges, because the winter is starting like tomorrow-ish. It's now the Challenge. So for those of you who weren't aware of the Challenge, the Challenge is a challenge where I have to beat all the villains on Challenge. But it's not just that, but it's 3 hero teams. Decks have to come from the corresponding decks, which is why Apostate was fought with Nightmist and Argent Adept in the Realm of Discord. I could have used Tomb of Anubis, but I'm trying to keep the numbers balanced. We did them 2 and 2. I'm also trying to keep the variants somewhat balanced. So this is the 4th Infernal Relics villain we fought. So this was, we've used all 4 instances of Argent Adept's variants once. We've used all Nightmist's variants twice, so they're evenly balanced there. That's not really a hard or fast rule. It's just I like trying to keep things even. And the leader of the fight must be the nemesis or a nemesis of the villain, which is why we had a lead with Fanatic. Otherwise, it's a 3-hero team, and that's why we were restricted to a team of Fanatic lead, Nightmist, and Argent Adept. So that's the challenge. So we have successfully finished off all of the Infernal Relics villains, except for Skinwalker Gloomweaver's Revenge. Technically, we already fought Skinwalker Gloomweaver by doing Spite Agent of Gloom, but that was back when we were doing it as a Rook City deck. Back when it was Agent of Gloom Spite, where we led with Wraith and had a team of Mr. Fixer and Expatriate. But now we get to fight this again as a Gloomweaver fight. Which doesn't really mean anything because the game will still start with Spite. But Apostate's on Twitter complaining about how his offense was no good against the fight. Well, it doesn't help when your card is set for the next 10 rounds and you can't do anything else about it. So it's going to be Nightmist lead, Argent Adept follow-up, and then a 3rd hero that is a little more free. It probably will just be Wraith again because, I mean, Spite, but we'll see. That is not for this week, though. So when will this be happening? Unless we take a week off. December 26th, which is next Thursday, is going to be a 1-deck dungeon and Aeon's End day. January 2nd, the first stream of the month and first Handelabra stream of the month, will be a Oblivion stream because it's my usual first of the month Oblivion match. And then January 9th will be the Sentinels Day, the next Sentinels Day. And then we'll be taking on the Skinwalker Gloomweaver challenge. But yeah, that's it for tonight. It is past 9. I've done 2 hours. I don't want to take on the Spite and Gloomweaver combo for the time being, so we'll just end it here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this stream and all 2 of our victories and 1 of our losses. Speaking of January 2nd, now through January 2nd, you can get your fave Handelabra game titles at super chilled discounts. Check out everything that's on sale before time runs out. And if I click this link, and you should see it, maybe? No? What did I have to do that? Capture third-party overlays. There it is. You already know you'll love these great deals. Skate into savings with your fave Handelabra game titles now through January 2nd, all prices in USD. Aeon's End is now discounted and is 20% off. Spirit Island is now on backer kit. You can pre-order today. Sentinels and Multiverse is 80% off. Oh my gosh! 1-deck dungeon is 50% off, and Bond of the Ninth is just $1. And then some expansions are on sale as well. Season 1 is 40% off, and Season 2 is 30% off, which is especially amazing because season passes are never on sale except for when they are. But I do remember once upon a time when season passes were said to never be on sale because technically the season pass is the sale. Back when Season 1 was in development, in active development, the price of Season Pass 1 was all of the expansions, not including the mini expansions, so it was cheaper to get Season Pass 1 than purchasing all the expansions. While that is still true, that Season Pass 1 is cheaper than buying all the expansions, it is not excluding all of the mini passes. But when they're 40% off and 30% off, well, that's pretty exciting. Look at all those expansions you can get. Holy moly. Also, some music. All these soundtracks for $2. If you think $2 is too much to pay for a soundtrack, you have a terrible conception of money. Jean-Marc is an excellent musician. If you haven't been paying attention, the music you've been listening to is actually responsible by Jean-Marc. Yeah, so check out those if you're missing any of these games, if you're just watching the stream trying to figure out whether Sentinels: The Multiverse is a fun and exciting game, well, I hope that I've proven that it is. I hope I've given you some insights as to how the game works. If not, well, I'm sorry, I'm a terrible strategy streamer. Before they were complete, the season passes were on around 20 to 25% discount, and then they went up to full price after. Well, 30% and 40% are greater than 20 to 25%. So they are they're lower priced than they were when they were in active development. So you should definitely get those games. And I say active development as if they're no longer working on them. I mean, they are still like fixing bugs in this game. It's not like they finished Oblivion and now they're done and twiddling their thumbs. Nope. I mean, they're working on other projects, of course, but I mean, there's still some bug fixing that's happening. Anyway, that was that. Check out the other streams we have on this channel. We have Handelabra live every Tuesday with John and sometimes Jeremy. There may or may not be a stream on Christmas Eve for that, and I know that John actually asked me about this, and I think I will not be able to because I believe on the evening of Christmas Eve, we do have something planned for my 10-year-old niece. So, you know, something about Santa Claus and something. So we won't be able to do that. But I should be able to stream on the 26th, and maybe we can get John to join in on the 26th as a special host to replace the usual Handelabra live stream. So stay tuned for that. Thursdays now, no longer Fridays, but now Thursdays are Dolphin's Dive, which is this stream, the weekly strategically minded stream where we try to discuss various avenues of strategy and how to deal with some terrible villains and environments and utilize some combinations of cards that you might not have realized you could do before. And every Saturday at 8 p.m. is On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover, the brother-sister duo. Not the pirate sister duo, the brother-sister duo, who they have some really fun streams. I like watching their streams. And every Sunday is Tales from the Archive with another Letdown, who does some storytelling, Sentinels of the Multiverse. Check out those other streams. Give this channel a follow. Give my channel a follow at Lewd Dolphin, twitch.tv/Lewd Dolphin, where I'll be doing some Final Fantasy 13 content on stream. I haven't been keeping up with that in the past several months, if not half a year, but this semester has ended, so I will have the next several weeks off, so I'll have more time to stream. And in addition, next semester I will have more time. I'm having less teaching hours, and I'm not doing evenings anymore, so I'll have more time that I will hopefully be able to use for streaming purposes. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed things and stuff. Let's go give Apostate a listen because he was quite the nemesis tonight. All right, thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a good night.